Welcome to Beekeeping Today Podcast Shorts, your quick dive into the latest buzz in beekeeping.
In 20 minutes or less, we'll bring you one important story, keeping you informed and up to date.
No fluff, no fillers, just the news you need.
Brought to you by Better Bee, your partners in better beekeeping.
Hey everybody, welcome to this Beekeeping Today Podcast Short. Becky, this is going to be fun.
I think we can guarantee fun with this little short episode.
Oh, ow. And with that note, Kamon, welcome to the short episode.
That's right. Well, I was fixing to say it's great to be here with you, but we're off to a rocky start here.
Kevin, in my defense, they're called Beekeeping Today short episodes. That's been the name for at least a year now.
It doesn't bother me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Good. So, Kamon, we've invited you here today to talk about the 2027 North American Honeybee Expo. What's going on with that? I hear there's something happening in January.
There's a lot of things happening, but the main thing I'd like to talk about right now is we are opening up a few new rooms for more speakers, more education. And our goal is to have more subgenres that we aren't able to hit every year, or some of them we've never hit before. And so we're putting out a call for just anybody. It could be some researchers who would like to present in front of a ton of beekeepers. It could be commercial beekeepers. It could be sideliners that are running 10, 15, 20 hives. It could be folks that are specializing in top bar hives, or maybe they're really good at honey shows and they want to teach other people how they can be better at them. We have one gentleman in our sites who, instead of making kombucha, like a lot of people enjoy, and it's good for you, he's making what's called June. And of course, it's with honey, and it's obviously better because there's honey in there.
Of course.
And he brought some to the last Bee Expo, and I've had it several times before. There's a place in Hawaii that they sell at the farmer's market, and they just sell gallons of it every day they're open. And I think do quite well with it. And it's a lot of it's water. So you're making your honey go further, and they're adding like raspberry, freeze-dried raspberries and strawberries and all these different things. It's delicious. These are the subgenres that we really want to tap into, research that we're not able to get in, haven't been able to get in the past, and get all these other topics so that folks who are interested in that can gain that knowledge at the show. But we don't know what all is available. I'm just one person. So anybody who has a recommendation of a speaker, anyone who thinks they have something to add, this form, they can fill it out and let us know. And we have dozens of more opportunities. And one of the best things is that we've decided that the Beekeeping Today podcast can come back again this year after much deliberation and some arguments and some
arguments. Were there any actual protests?
I was just talking amongst myself.
Okay.
Oh, so it was a big deliberation.
Yes, as a Lord of the Rings fan, there was maybe some Gollum and Smeagol conversation about the Beekeeping Today podcast. No, so we knew you guys were coming back, but you guys have agreed to work on a short course. Here we are back to more short things. Becky.
You started it this time, Kamon. This was on you.
We're going to have a tall course for beginners.
Fantastic. I will wear my heels.
That's it. Oh, thank you. So this is going to be great because we've never offered this before. And we continually get more new beekeepers who their mentors are like, hey, come to the show. You can try on bee suits. You can buy gear for your first or second year at the show. And we need to make sure that we are able to give them that entry-level education so they're just not going into a lecture about how to raise queens and missing out on what do I need to do for my first year of beekeeping. And, what's the difference between a deep frame and a shallow frame and a medium frame and all this stuff. And so you guys have a project going on right now, and I think you guys are in a really good position for this.
We're excited because when it's paired with the Bee Expo, there are also sorts of opportunities to take advantage of a higher level of education, because it won't just be the introductory course sessions, but
Mhm.
we will be able to guide those newer beekeepers to make sure that they go to the honey show, to make sure that they go to certain presentations by the vast array of speakers that you have. So it's going to be quite an exceptional short tall course.
Sure.
I think so. And one of the goals originally and still today with the expo is inspiration
Mm.
because and community. They really go hand
Yes.
in hand because there are a lot of people who don't have a lot of beekeepers close by, or maybe they don't have a good bee club, or they can't get access to a mentor. And there are some that can, and that's fantastic. But some folks cannot. And so they're able to come to the expo, they're able to find community, they're able to maybe get this short course and then also look around at stuff beyond beginner beekeeping to see maybe what their
Right.
future could look like. Like you said, go to the honey show and go, wow, this really suits me because we have people that come to the show and they're already really good at quilting or crocheting, and then they'll enter the honey show because that's already something that they love, or maybe it's something that they've always wanted to try. And so I think beekeeping's a lot more diverse than a lot of times what we realize. And at the show, when you get to meet these cool people that are doing all these unique things, it's inspiring. And I find myself often wishing I had more time that I could try some things myself.
I bet.
You're usually walking around pretty. If we see you, you're moving fast.
I'm moving
You're
fully.
always busy.
Well, there's high maintenance people. Jeff Ott last year, he's these podcasting celebrities, they just think that they deserve a red carpet rolled out.
Come on, just one more glass of mead. I promise.
We'll have to cut you off. That's the show is supposed to be fun as well.
It is.
Education is important to us. We want to have great education, and so we have great educators, but we also want it to be in a fun environment, a low pressure environment. And I think that we're accomplishing that. And so this year, we just want to grow all those things and do a
Right.
better job, offer more to more people. We are already just about half of where we were last year on ticket sales. We've only been open a couple of weeks. So we don't know long term what that could mean. But if things continue to trend well, we could be looking at 4,000 beekeepers. Last year, we had about 3,600.
Wow.
And then that with you include all the beekeepers like yourself that are in the vendor area or that are educators,
Mhm.
we could be looking at anywhere between 4,500 and 5,000 beekeeping folks. And we've extended Thursday as well this year. We've only done half a day in the past with Thursday. So that's going to offer more opportunities for lectures and classes and beginner courses. So yeah, other than that, there's not a lot going on right now. We are in our dearth period. Robbing has started, and
Really?
we're pulling honey,
Oh.
and we'll be feeding bees the small splits really right now. So yay!
Back to the expo real quick. I mean, the dearth and honey robbing is important, although we just started our honey flow right now, but that's a different issue.
That is.
The 4,500 attendees, vendors, and beekeepers alike, how's the hotel situation holding out?
Well, one hotel's sold out. So some of the hotels are bigger than others. Some of them only have between 60 and 80 rooms. Most of them are in that range. And so a couple of those are almost filled, and one of them is completely sold out. I can't remember. Chris really has done a phenomenal job taking this off of me and
Good.
taking it off of Laurel. And so she's been able to focus on other things like micromanaging me, which is good. I need it. And the Crown Plaza, which is our host hotel, it's about 55% right now, just a little over 50%. And one of the things that we have encouraged people is to go through our room blocks. It's a great price that you get through our room blocks. But as we've focused more on trying to do things the traditional way, in the past, I've tried to just, kind of do a hands-off approach. I don't like marketing things. Hey, join us here, do all these things. But it really actually does help because back when we weren't doing that, they would only give us a block or so at a time. And what would
Oh, sure.
happen is we'd end up where a third of the hotel is non-beekeepers. and it's harder for us to get what we want,
Right.
whether that's the restaurants are opening up earlier or later. Whenever you're booking the whole hotel, you within reason you can get a lot of nice things. And so this year, because we did that last year, we were able to get the Plaza basically just for us. And we almost completely sold it out last year. And this year, we basically are going to sell the whole darn thing.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be concentrated. And that was fun. Last year, I got to talk to Becky after hours. That was one of my favorite parts.
Oh, thank you, Kamon. That
Well-
was I kept looking at how tired you were, and your wife would come down and check on you and
Make sure I
But-
wasn't underneath the couch or
or
something like that.
right, it already like just settled down for the night in the lobby. But
Well, see, that's the
it was
most
fun.
fun part for me. I love going to bee conferences and meetings. And when I get to have the most fun is typically where I'm speaking at other ones because they're dealing with all the responsible stuff and I get to have fun. And so for me, getting to spend a few hours after the show's over, and I was talking to you, I was talking to David Peck. We
Right.
ran into Ray Olivares and Eric Oliver, Randy Oliver's son,
Yep.
and several others. So that's my favorite part of the show is getting to meet a lot of my friends and colleagues who I learn a lot about what they're up to, and I get educated at the show as well. So I'm trying to offload all this work onto Chris and Josh and everybody else so I can basically just do whatever the heck I want.
You could just have all those conversations throughout the entire 3 days instead of a couple of hours at the very end.
Right, till 2 a.m. in the morning.
Till-
Well, speaking of shows, you will be out in Washington State in October. Might as well make sure that's in this
That-
short.
I have never been to Washington, so I'm looking forward to that. And it's always fun doing these types of meetings. I've yet to go to one that I didn't enjoy, but I'm a people person, so it's easy for me. And I'm looking forward to that. There's also a couple other really good speakers going to be there, and so it's fun to get to learn and see what they're up to. So it's just going to be a blast. And anyone who's in that region that can drive or heck fly, come hang out. It's more fun to meet me at those types of shows anyways, because I'm more free to hang out.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a great opportunity for those beekeepers in Western Montana or Northern Idaho, and those areas that really don't get a whole lot of different beekeeping meetings to come out and meet Dr. David Peck, Frederick Dunn, and
You got Frederick Dunn?
yep.
Oh, man. And here I thought we were going to be able to, I was going to be the biggest cut up. Fred's a bigger cut up than I am.
Well, that means that the attendees will have a great time.
They will.
That's what that means.
Kamon, do you know what you're going to talk about at the Washington meeting?
Yes, but I can't remember.
Is it But
So
is it management related?
Oh, it's always management.
It's always
related.
Because
Yeah,
I think people know you as the Expo guy, and they know you from, of course, from YouTube and everything. But boy, it's fun to hear you talk with an audience about keeping bees.
I definitely have a different way of approaching a lecture. And I've learned that there's not just one way of doing a lecture, because I would love to be Bob Benny if I got to pick. He's just such a wise person. He's calm and he looks wise. And I've always wanted to be able to be that. I've come to realize that will never be me.
Well, he's tall too.
And he's old.
Yeah. Well, okay.
That's official. Bob Benny's never coming on the podcast.
Yeah, you'll never.
Oh, Bob will be so wonderful to have. And
It would be
he's such
lovely.
a general person, a generous person, such a just kind individual. And he doesn't care if you have 3 hives or 30,000. He just treats you the same way. And he has so many good experiences. He's really the wise grandfather of beekeeping, in my opinion. So I've always wanted to be that. I never will. I'm a cut up. And when I get up there, I want folks to enjoy my lectures. I want to keep them engaged as well, but I'm also talking about serious things as well. I like to kill varroa mites. I like to have healthy bees. I don't like to buy bees. I'm a production minded individual. And even though I'm a goofball, when I turn that off, it's all very serious. Hey, let's work on the expo. Let's work on the bees. Most people never get to see that side of me. And I really don't enjoy being serious, if I'm being honest. I want to be a goofball. And so when I get on stage, there is going to be some shenanigans, but there also is going to be some really tough information on, hey, you need to get your stuff together and add another 15 to 20% more work so that you can get your bees not only through winter, but have very powerful colonies going through winter. And you can be sustainable. I'm very, very focused on that. So, but it's whatever they want me to talk about. I can't remember the exact titles that we've discussed, but I just know it's going to be the best they've ever had. And
The very best.
the very best. And,
Absolutely.
David will do a great job. Dr. David Peck is one of my rivals. He's trying to catch up with me right now. And, maybe if he had
Wait,
another
what's the
doctorate.
metric?
Yeah. Well, hair is the
Hair.
main
Okay.
metric.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're killing it.
David is one of my favorite researchers, PhDs rather. And of course, he works with Better Bee, but he's a very smart person, but he's also really gifted in his ability to present.
Yeah.
He
Absolutely.
does it in a way that's not boring. And I hate a boring lecture. David's not boring at all. He's also got a fun personality to be on a round table with.
Right.
And he's a very passionate person. And there's not a lot of guys my age in that same circuit as I am that's super likable. And so David's one of those guys. He's not me, but he's working on it.
He's working.
Hey, let's just bring this full circle because we've established that you're amazing when you get up and you have the audience in mind. You want them entertained, but you also want them educated. So for this request for speakers to show up at the Bee Expo and apply to be able to be a speaker, are you looking for entertaining and educating at the same time?
If I can get it, absolutely. But I also know that some people don't like my style, and that's okay. I've had several people on YouTube and Facebook tell me how much they just don't like my style of
That's
things.
sad.
But it's okay. There's a couple of guys who have told me that they really don't prefer, some of Bob's or Fred's videos, and when they have really high level content, and many times better than what I have. And so a lot of it comes down to personal preference.
Mhm.
And so we're definitely not looking for more Kamon Reynolds because,
Okay.
first of all, our conference would implode. But we are looking for, that is one of the things that we're looking for. And so there's three things that I'm looking for when I pick a speaker. And so I'm not looking at anything other than, do you have something really good to provide
Mhm.
that we think a decent bit of people will pick? I can't go, okay, only 10, this is probably something 10 people are interested in. We can't do that with a show our size. So I've got to go, okay, there's at least going to be a couple hundred people that are probably going to be interested in this. This is an interesting topic, and we're going to pick whatever we think is the most important. And then we are going to pick someone who can speak well.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be entertaining, but it needs to be clear and organized enough. And so we're going to look online if we can. A lot of times the Beekeeping Today podcast is one of my actual go-tos to determine how well some of these people present. And it really matters. And then the last thing is entertainment value. So education, entertainment, we're looking for the trifecta, and it's really hard to always find that. But
Right.
whenever you can, that's what we're looking for. Maggie Gill is definitely not as goofy as I am, and I think that's a good thing. But she also is a very good presenter. She has some really pertinent information on AAA laps.
Right.
She's really good beekeeper and researcher. So a perfect example of what we're looking for. Bob is definitely not my style. Neither is Fred. And so we definitely aren't looking for just one thing. But if you can be a little bit more entertaining, I think education and entertainment is the best way
Yep.
to educate the majority of people. I remember a lot of stuff I learned when I was a kid. And the stuff that stuck with me the best was education with a little bit of entertainment.
Right.
So where can we find out more information on both the expo and speaker? If you want to sign up for a speaker or recommend a speaker.
So the North American Honeybee Expo website, NAHBE whatever. Just look North American Honeybee Expo. It'll pop up. When it comes to the technical stuff, I'm woefully.
We'll have it in the show notes too.
Yes,
Thank you for that. And
definitely.
there'll be a form on there. There'll be a couple things, but one of them will be a request for speakers. And it doesn't have to be folks from the US. We're obviously looking for anybody from anywhere that can add value. And that's our prerequisite. So if anyone's concerned about that, don't be. If all of them end up being girls and like Becky, and presenters, that's perfectly fine. We are looking for a bunch of
There's
ladies.
not a limit.
There's not a limit. We are not looking for any one particular thing, just what can be helpful. But we are typically, if I had to say we're looking for one thing over the other, we're looking for what can help beekeepers now. And so that's where I'm excited. We're expanding because we're going to be able to have more research topics because we're going to have more options. But we've always leaned in the past towards fundamental beekeeping, splitting bees, different methods of, like Snell Grove boards, Demery splits, or however you pronounce that. All of those different techniques that are more like how to treat now. I am glad that we're going to be able to have more room, that we're going to be able to have more research topics and stuff. We're looking at medicinal honey topics this year and several other things, but we're truly looking mostly like how can we help our attendees when they walk away from our conference? Are they walking away not only encouraged and excited for the next bee year, but do they have more tools to have the success that they want? And that's what we're looking for. So we are opening up to subgenres, but that's always a hot topic. How can you help beekeepers keep their bees alive? And obviously genetics and stuff like that, we're looking into those things. So go to the website, fill that out. If you're an Australian beekeeper, we're also this one year doing $50 tickets for Aussies only. And that's because of them getting varroa mites. And so any
Nice.
Australian beekeepers or anyone wanting from Australia to learn about bees, $50 ticket. So it's like 25% of what it normally is just this 1 year because they're really getting thrashed by varroa.
Yeah.
And we're going to have some specific topics because I'm seeing a lot of, and you just don't know, but I saw a Facebook post this morning and they were using oxalic acid strips for their mites as their main treatment. And it wasn't like, it was homemade ones, and which that happens. But the problem is it's not a knockdown treatment. So if you have a high mite load, oxalic acid, even if it's an approved one or a non-approved, they do not knock populations down. And so that's where I think it's important that as many of them that are willing, maybe leaders of their bee clubs and organizations can come and bring that information back with them on what American, European, Canadian beekeepers are doing to control these things. And when in doubt, nuke them out. That's going to be a t-shirt. Is my thoughts on varroa mites. But hey, you guys are going to be there with bells on. That's what I've heard. Becky's going to bring you a little elf suit from Christmas.
For sure.
Yeah,
It'll be close enough to Christmas, so I will not have put the elf suit away.
Okay. That's good to know. One thing I'd also like to mention about these new speakers that we're going to be bringing in is that if accepted, we're going to be providing a ticket to you. And so you're going to not have to worry about that. And again, it could be anybody. It doesn't have to be a PhD. It doesn't have to be a Bob Benny level beekeeper or a social media person, anything like that. We're just looking for something unique and something useful. So you can be anyone with a handful of hives with a new technique, or maybe you have a special type of way of creaming honey, whatever. We want to learn about it, and maybe we'll have you as one of the speakers at the show.
Fantastic. Well, Kamon, we look forward to having you back in the fall, maybe talk a little bit more about the expo as things are winding up. And of course, next January, we look forward to being there and helping out.
Thanks so much for joining us, Kamon.
Thank you so much. Always a pleasure. We'll see you in the next video.